Hi, I'm Dave Hiller. I'm a research scientist at Yale, and I work at the Chemical Biology Institute on West Campus. And what it means to work in chemical biology is that I study living things, biological systems, but I'm interested in really how they work and really the atoms and molecules and how they fit together and how they make life possible. I like science because I've always wanted to know what the answers to questions are, and science is a really great way of figuring out what's true and what's not true. And so that's true in my lab where I really want to understand, like I said, living things, but it's true everywhere. And so I use science in the kitchen. I love to cook. And so I love to use science to figure out the best way to make a meal. I use it when I'm driving somewhere to figure out what the best route is. So I really love answering questions, and science is a really great way to do that. I think I'm pretty lucky that I've always known that I love science, and I think that I wanted to be a scientist. I can think back all the way back to when I was a little kid and I watched the show Cosmos starring Carl Sagan, and he was an astronomer, and what made him so great was not just that he was a great scientist, but that he was a great science communicator. So he's really good at getting the people watching his show to be as much in awe of the stars and everything else as he was. And so I went around, I remember, to all my Little League teammates and told them I wanted to be an astrophysicist when I grow up. And I ended up not becoming an astrophysicist. I became a biochemist, but I always had that inspiration to kind of understand the universe. The website I chose today is stempogo.com, and I chose it because it's actually my website. So a few years ago, I started doing math and science activities in all sorts of schools. And what I found when I was trying to prepare for my visits to those schools was that it was hard to find science experiments that were hands-on, that kids could really do, but that still kept the science in them, that they weren't arts and crafts. And so I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to do that. And I loved going into classrooms and really exploring those activities and trying to figure out what worked and what didn't. And so now I've taken a lot of those activities, hopefully the best ones, and I put them online in a format where students, sometimes with help from a parent or a teacher, can really do those activities themselves and really do the science themselves.